Hello vegan adventurers, welcome to the exciting adventure from Serbia. In today's video I'm gonna win my first running race in 32-kilometer trail running race through Homolje mountains. Let's get started. And here we are exploring nature near the village of Shevica, and you can see there's some abandoned house here, but there was so much trash here, full of plastic bottles and other plastic trash. I'm not sure why somebody would leave so much trash here, but the environmental consciousness, especially in the Serbian countryside, is very low. In just few weeks since we returned back to Serbia, we noticed that the trees are changing from the bare branches to now developing flowers and little leaves. So the area around Kučevo and Homolje mountains has some amazing forests and hills, ideal for trail running, mountain biking and hiking. But as I'm living here longer, I see the threat to this forest, which comes mainly from the animal agriculture industry and the demand for meat, which is the #1 cause worldwide of deforestation. And here you can see the examples of our healthy whole food vegan cookery, so there is no excuse not to be vegan and exploiting animals. And here we are before the start of Homolje Marathon trail running race, which is a 32-kilometer trail running race through the Homolje mountains. So this is my first participation in this race, but I knew about it since a few years ago. The trail starts in the village of Vitovnica, goes through 4 peaks, Štubej, Vranj, Koblja Glava and Vrata, and also passes by 2 caves that we visited on hikes before, with elevation of about 2000 meters. So since I'm not the lightest guy and I carry more muscles, I thought I don't have much chance in this race to win. And here you can see a demonstration of a traditional Serbian folklore dance. So it's great that these people are trying to keep their culture, keep their traditional dances. It's just so that they do it without exploiting the animals. And surprise, I won the whole race in about 3 hours and 40 minutes, which was half an hour before the second guy. And I also smashed the whole course record by about 10 minutes. It just goes to show that you don't need to eat meat or any animal products to perform on a high level. And even though this was more like an amateur race, there was no real prize money, it's still pretty hard to run 32 kilometers with a 2000 meters elevation. And I don't think I could win it in such a fast time if I was deficient in some nutrients that I could be missing from animal products. In fact, I'm not really training for these long distance running races, but I'm still able to perform on such a high level. So go vegan, save the animals, the environment, and improve your performance. Here on the way back from the race, we're stopping in nature. You can see how much the shoot already grew in just this spring. So we just fill this bag with this wood chips over here, and we're gonna use it as a mulch. Maybe it's not gonna be enough, but it prevents some of the weeds from growing and also provides more nutrients to the soil and also retains a lot of water. Springtime is also amazing for witnessing all the life awakening after winter, not just plants but also animals like insects, like this bee over here. During spring it rains the most in Serbia, so the roads get quite muddy, which is not ideal for mountain biking, but the temperatures are nice and mild, not too cold, not too hot like in the summer. And here I almost ran over this snake, which is a poisonous rattlesnake. I noticed that snakes, just like other animals, are the most active in the springtime because they need to look for food and refeed after a long hibernation period in the winter. However, I never had a bad experience with snakes, even when I'm trail running so much here. Only when you're crossing through a bushy area, hit around with a stick to make sure that snakes knows you're there, and they will quickly escape. What to be more worried about are the ticks that are the most common in the springtime. So especially when you're walking or running through the grassy area, make sure you check your skin afterwards so there is no ticks. Alright, thanks a lot for watching this early spring Serbian countryside episodes. Next we'll visit my family in Slovakia for more adventures. So stay tuned for those videos, and as always, stay healthy and stay adventurous.